Hello everyone and welcome back to a fantastic chess game by the magician from Riga, Mikhail Tal, against his opponent Vasily Smyslov, the former world chess champion. And this is a must-see Mikhail Tal chess game. And also this is one of the most famous chess games of Mikhail Tal from 1959 from the Candidates Chess Tournament. A year later, Mikhail Tal actually became the world chess champion, only for the records, by defeating Mikhail Botvinnik in 1960. So let's see what happened in this chess game. You might have seen this chess game before as it is very famous. And before starting to this game, I also have the picture of this chess game. So this is the picture. Very beautiful stuff. So you see Mikhail Tal, of course, on the left and Vasily Smyslov on the right. And I believe that's the signature of Mikhail Tal, or maybe Vasily Smyslov. I'm not sure, but it could be Mikhail Tal's signature. So, okay. So you can see the position at the back, that very large board. So we are going to reach that position. Don't forget that position. So, okay, let's begin. Mikhail Tal starts the game with e4, and we have c6, the Caro-Kann defense by Smyslov, d3, not d4, and this is known as the Breyer variation of the Caro-Kann defense, d5, knight to d2, e5, knight from g to f3, and knight to d7, defending the e-pawn, and this gives white the opportunity to push the pawn and complicate things. So, as you can see, there are so many different decisions to make for black. Decisions. Smyslov decided to play d takes on e4. And after knight takes on e4, e takes on d4, and queen takes on d4. And all of a sudden, actually, Mikhail Tal is much more active, which is pretty dangerous against Mikhail Tal, of course. Giving Mikhail Tal an active position is dangerous. So, in this position, you can see that black is little behind in the development, all of a sudden at move 7. So Smyslov is developing the knight and Mikhail Tal is developing the bishop with pinning the knight. Bishop to e7, unpinning, and Tal castled from the queen side, a very active position. And Smyslov castled in the king side. So knight to d6, a very annoying knight. And then queen to a5, developing the queen and also attacking on a2. Tal played a very natural move, developing the bishop to c4, a multi-purpose move, and also defending on a2. b5, and in this position, white has to be careful. Can you see the threat? Well, of course, Mikhail Tal didn't play it. Bishop to b3. I mean, if you don't pay attention and play bishop to b3, that is losing a piece. Tal played bishop to d2, attacking the queen, of course. If bishop to b3, then c5. And after defending the queen, in between move, capturing the knight, and then rook takes on d6 and c4. Well, this is trapping the bishop, and to be honest with you, actually white doesn't have any compensation. White can resign in this position. So, okay, this is why after b5, bishop to d2, after defending the queen, knight to f5, attacking the bishop. So black is defending, and now it is white to move. Now maybe defending the bishop comes to mind. Maybe something like bishop to d3. Not, of course, bishop to b3, because white is going to run into the same problem if bishop to b3. So maybe defending the bishop to d3, or maybe bishop to e2. But Mikhail Tal played an unbelievable move. He played queen to h4, sacrificing the bishop, and Vasily Smyslov captured the bishop. He said, what the hell? And he took the bishop off, chopping the bishop off. And what was the idea of Mikhail Tal? Of course, this is gambling a little bit. As always, Mikhail Tal liked to gamble. He played queen to g5, and he's threatening checkmate. And how do you defend the checkmate threat? We have knight to h5, defending like this. But if g6, then knight to h6, checking the king. This is just one variation. Of course, it is getting extremely complicated. So after moving the king, bishop to c3, and white has some tactics. Rook takes knight, let's say bishop takes, and then bishop takes knight, bishop takes bishop, queen takes bishop, checkmate. So it is getting pretty dangerous for black, as you can see. So after queen to g5, we have knight to h5, and then Tal played knight to h6, checking the king, and only then he captured the knight, and we have queen takes on a2 by Vasily Smyslov with threatening checkmate. But if capturing the knight, it is going to open the dark diagonal, which is very dangerous. So bishop to c3, and how do you defend here? So if f6, there are some crazy tactics. Queen takes on h6, so threatening to capture the knight and then capture the rook. So if rook to g8, then crazy tactic. Can you see the move? Knight to g5, and how do you defend knight to f7, checkmate, or queen takes on h7? If rook takes, then queen takes on g5, and this pawn is pinned. Amazing, isn't it? So this was one of the ideas of Mikhail Tal. And in this position, queen takes on a2 after queen takes on h5, so threatening checkmate, and Tal played a normal move, bishop to c3, both defending that and also pinning the pawn. So knight to f6, attacking the queen, and it is white to move. Can you see the next move of white? How should white play in this position? Well, of course, if you haven't seen this chess game before, can you guess the next move of Mikhail Tal? Okay, so Tal played, he picked his queen and he landed on f7. Double exclamation point. Unbelievable move. He is unleashing hell on Vasily Smyslov. And we have queen to a1, checking the king, not capturing the queen. Because if capturing the queen, then rook takes on d8. And black is getting checkmated. Rook takes on g8. So after queen takes on f7, queen to a1, king to d2, and you can see both threatening checkmate and also attacking the queen. So Smyslov decided to capture the queen. Rook takes on f7. And if queen takes on d1, then rook takes on d1. Rook takes on f7, knight takes on f7, moving the king and then capturing the bishop, and white is a piece up and black can resign. So after queen takes on f7, check, king to d2, rook takes on f7, but this is losing the exchange. Tal played knight takes on f7. After moving the king, rook takes on a1, king takes on f7, and this is also winning a pawn. Knight to e5, forking the king and the pawn, and Tal has the exchange, and he is also a pawn up, so Smyslov end up losing the exchange. So this is actually losing very obviously for black. Checking the king, king to e3, well, they played few more moves and then Smyslov resigned. So bishop to b6, if capturing the knight, bishop to b7 is going to pin the knight, which is still winning for white. But Tal played bishop to d4 and Smyslov resigned. This is easily winning for white. White has the exchange, and also white is a pawn up. So what do you think about this chess game? A fantastic chess game between Mikhail Tal and Vasily Smyslov. So this is the picture again. So you can imagine the moment much better by looking at this picture. So okay, so I hope you have enjoyed this very beautiful chess game. And I hope that in the new year you're going to defeat your opponents the way Mikhail Tal defeated Vasily Smyslov in a brutal, spectacular, brilliant way. So I wish you happiness, lots of success, and most importantly, good health and happiness in the new year of 2024. We have started the new year with a Mikhail Tal chess game. So stay safe, take care, and bye-bye.